And as we get closer to frigid temperatures, we want to make sure your home and car is winter ready. Drip your faucets to help prevent pipes from freezing. Keep cabinet doors open so the heat from the house can reach the pipes too. Remove outdoor garden hoses and cover hose bibs to give them added protection. And know where your water shutoff valve is if your home does spring a leak. And don't forget about your car. Cold weather snaps can take a toll on your battery. Park your car in a garage whenever possible. Make sure your battery is clean and free of corrosion. And check your wheels too. Tire pressure tends to drop in chilly conditions.
You might want to start digging out. You might want to get your car out tomorrow. Of course, only go out if the roads are safe. So this might be until Wednesday. But I just want to show you guys how to properly clean off the car. I see a lot of people trying to do this. That's not going to work. Of course, always wear gloves also when you're cleaning. You're going to want one of these scrapers. If you don't have one, they're cheap. You can get them anywhere. Throw them in the back of your trunk. You'll need them the next time it snows. All right, so you're going to want to first maybe try and see nothing's coming off, nothing at all. So you're going to use the scraper to really get underneath. And you can sort of see it's already starting to fall away. It also helps when you leave your car on just a little bit longer, maybe 10 minutes with the heat all the way on, the front and back defrosters on. And look, already you can see the drives have become much clearer. You do not want to drive with any snow on your front of your car or the top of your car. That's what can lead to possible incidents on the roadway, accidents. You also want to try and scrape off your headlights, your rear lights, and also your side view mirrors. Also, I do want to advocate as well for any elderly neighbors you might have, any friends you might have that might not be able to get out that could need help. Please, if you have a scraper, go and help them out. Go see if they could use any assistance. We're all in this together as we try to get past this winter weather.
No matter how long you've lived in Alabama, one word to describe the cold this week: unforgiving. But it doesn't stop there. We're expecting more. So conserving energy is important. Our Jasmine Bird spoke with TVA and Decatur Utilities and has some tips.
The cold temperatures that the Tennessee Valley is currently experiencing
is driving up the demand for electricity. As of 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning, the Tennessee Valley set a preliminary all-time record peak of approximately 34,500 megawatts at 4 degrees.
TVA spokesperson Clarissa McLean says the good news is, as of this morning at 11:25 Central, Tennessee Valley Authority has ended their request for voluntary electric curtailment, but there are still some ways to reduce energy consumption.
They can lower their thermostat a few degrees. For every degree that it's lowered, that can equal a 3% savings on their bill. Turning off the lights, unplugging unused devices, and just making sure to limit the use of major appliances.
Decatur Utilities Public Relations Communicator Joe Holmes also says typically the biggest consumer of electricity in the home is the heating system.
Especially if you're heating with a heat pump or other electric heat. During these cold temperatures, a heat pump can only effectively operate down to a certain point, and then it begins calling on what's called strip heat. And strip heat's a very expensive way to heat your home.
Another important tip to keep in mind is taking time to look in your attic.
Make sure you have at least 10 inches of blown insulation over all your heated and cooled areas. Anywhere in your house that's heated and cooled, you want to have 10 inches of insulation to keep that heat in. If you have gaps, maybe you've stored stuff in the attic over the years and it's gotten kind of pushed and that's thinner in some areas and others, that's somewhere we can lose a lot of heat very quickly.
For more information, visit fox54.com. In Huntsville, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.
So hypothermia is when your core body temperature falls below 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
ADPH District Medical Officer Dr. Wes Stubblefield says the normal body temperature is
somewhere in the high 98, around 99 degrees Fahrenheit.
And what usually happens is the body can't produce enough heat to keep the body warm.
So it starts to lose that internal heat. And so this can be a medical emergency and can lead to death if it's not treated.
And with the weather that the Tennessee Valley has been experiencing lately, frostbite is also something to watch out for.
The frostbite is when your extremities, so particularly your extremities, but it can be other things. But typically, you think about hands, feet, face. When the cold air leads to tissue damage to those exposed pieces of your skin.
It's especially problematic where the blood flow isn't as robust.
So that's why the fingers, toes, and nose particularly are those that we worry about.
The symptoms of that can be numbness or tingling.
Your skin may turn white, and it can also feel firm or waxy.
So if you or someone around you thinks they're suffering from hypothermia or frostbite,
People need to get into a warm environment as quickly as possible. If they are losing consciousness or are combative or confused, then you need to call emergency medical services while you attempt to warm up the person.
in Huntsville, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.